Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about critical theory. The critical theory is that we can take a look at art through some kind of preconceived way. It's not that I'm completely against it, because that's not what this assignment is, but it is that I'm completely against it, and I'm making this the assignment. For example, this is a manga. It's called Berserk. It's by a guy who died. While you could easily look at this through any lens, feminist, Marxist, anything, the reality is very different from any kind of distortion that would occur from looking at it through anything other than your corneas. This image, although it seems very violent, is in fact very violent. That's the same joke format from earlier, but I'm reusing it. But I'm going to move on now. So, the reason I chose this is because those alligators got cut. And we can mince, get it, words about it, but the reality is they're dead. So basically, if we were to pretend that this was anything other than what it is, we would only be deceiving ourselves, not only into thinking that we're smarter than we really are, but we'd also be doing a disservice to whoever came up with those theories in the first place. Like I said, it's important to be honest with oneself because you must think alone. Like, you and your mind, well, your mind exists inside your own skull. So your brain exists within your own skull. Your mind exists within your own brain. So when it comes down to whether or not you analyze literature utilizing a strategy someone else came up with, I would say, fine, do what it is you would want to do. However, the truth, which ties into being honest, does not lend itself to a rosy or the opposite worldview or any other color lens or fisheye lens or macro super close-up lens. I actually think this image is very appropriate because it is a picture of our protagonist being consumed by hate. And in that, he loses his mind and goes berserk. So, I'm not saying that I'm a violent psychopath. However, I am saying calmly in front of my computer with no evil thoughts in my head that going crazy, or berserk in this case, is a result of not being strong enough in terms of mental fortitude to keep yourself when things are really, really bad. So any kind of deviation from being absolutely honest with one's own self is, as you can see visually here, not a good thing. I have a third example, on accident, because the first two were on purpose. I found this and I thought it was pretty, because let's look at berserk through the lens of not having a lens to look at it through, and what we see is a dude struggling to be sane. And there's this girl who's not herself because all she can say is because she went berserk and he's trying not to go berserk. So real life, very important not to in any way think in such a way as to not be able to know exactly what is and what is not, regardless of what other people think. In other words, think about it. Don't don't even consider what other people think, to be honest, because humans are always fallible. You yourself are fallible, but you know that, so your thinking, including your own fallibility, is good, and it might be able to pull you out of going berserk.